Hello and welcome or welcome back. If you are new here, get down below, click like and subscribe so you can see more videos from me. And we will get into the video here. So today I have the BOOKTUBE newbie tag. I figured it's been about a month of me putting out content, but I definitely am still feeling like a noob, and this would be the perfect tag for me to get up on my channel. So I haven't really prepped too many of these questions. I wrote them down, but that's about what I got. And I will put a couple other BOOKTUBE newbie tag videos down below. I couldn't find the original video creator of this tag, so sorry, didn't have a lot of luck on that. Hold on one moment. All right, where were we at? BOOKTUBE newbie tag time. I guess I'm feeling a little goofy today. Okay, so the first question is going to be, why did you start this channel? So I have been thinking about starting a YouTube channel for a while now. I got into really watching YouTube videos probably like a year and a half, 2 years ago. I don't watch a lot of TV anymore these days. I've kind of gotten away from doing that because there's so many other things in life that I want to be doing, and I don't want to waste my time watching a lot of TV. That's just not like my favorite thing to do. I do have definitely some favorite, you know, shows and such that I like, but I'm getting off track. Anyways, I never really found my niche, and then goodness gracious with the dogs. About like maybe 6 months ago, I found BOOKTUBE. Okay, well that was a big distraction. I had to take a big break there. Anyways, where were we? Okay, so I was saying, I'm pretty sure that about 6 months ago, I found BOOKTUBE, and I kind of fell down the rabbit hole and got all into watching a bunch of booktubers and found some that I absolutely loved, and I got introduced to so many new books. I think that was always a challenge for me with reading, was just I was like, I don't know what book to read next. Where do I find some good recommendations? So now I have like so many book recommendations and books that I want to read that it's ridiculous. But I'm super loving it, and I'm excited to be a part of that community and put some of my creative juices into a new project, and I don't know, just share and be involved. So I don't know if that answered, but that's kind of where I'm at. All right, question number 2. What is something fun or new that I can bring to BOOKTUBE? Okay, so what I could bring that's kind of fun and new to BOOKTUBE is I like a big variety of different books, so I can be a very versatile booktuber and talk to people about a lot of different genres and avenues. I also super enjoy challenging myself, so I will pick up different books and challenge myself for you so you don't have to do it for yourself. Let's see, what else could I do that's kind of fun and different? I also feel like, anyways, I was gonna say that I think I can bring a different perspective because I can bring a different perspective because I am a mom. I am also a nursing student, and I just have a lot of different things I can relate to in my life, and it's a little different because I feel like there is a little bit of a shift going towards a lot more middle-aged, later young adult moms and different stuff like that are getting on BOOKTUBE, but there's still not a lot. And so this is just kind of a new avenue that I can bring to the BOOKTUBE world. Okay, so let's do question number 3. What are you most excited about for my new channel? So I think the thing that I am most excited about, honestly, is interacting with you guys. I'm really excited for when I've built up a fun community and we are chatting down in the chat box below and you guys are giving me video ideas and maybe we're over on Instagram and like that just fun, playful back and forth and camaraderie that's gonna come once things kind of get moving. And then also like with other booktubers, just becoming friends with them and being able to have conversations about books. I honestly don't have a lot of people in my life that read a whole bunch of what I read, and so this is just kind of a fun way in which I can be a little more involved in the book world. Okay, next question, number 4. Why do you love reading? I honestly love reading for the imagination of it a lot of the times. I am amazed at the different ways that people can think up these different stories and worlds and people and how that all comes together, and I just find it fascinating and beautiful and wonderful, and I just want to consume all of it. I also just, obviously, I can get lost in a story, and it's kind of a way for me to get away and relax and just be in my own world, and it's just an entertainment for me. Like books and reading a lot of times has replaced my other entertainment forms of shows and movies and all the electronic stuff that this world is just kind of moving towards. So obviously I enjoy technology. I'm sitting here filming. I'm on YouTube all the time, but I also want a balance of that in my life. Okay, so we are on to question number 5 right now. What books / series got you into reading? So this is the only question. Gosh, I feel like I have a lisp today. This is the only question that I kind of wrote down a few things because I have an awful memory and I wasn't sure if I would actually remember anything if I didn't write it down. Besides Harry Potter, of course, because who doesn't love Harry Potter? And that is the books that I grew up reading, and I always pre-ordered them and I waited for them, and I was so excited the day they were coming out for them to come in the mail a couple days later. And I would literally sit down, you can ask my parents, I'd be reading at the dinner table. Like I flew through those books when they came so fast, and I would like read ahead of time like the books that came out first, so I would be prepared and ready for when those books came out. So that's definitely a huge one, but I had a few other ideas. One was, I really loved the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe series. I read all of those. I remember when I was in, I don't know, like 4th or 5th grade or something, one of my friend's older sisters was reading through the series, and that's when I kind of was like, oh, these are interesting, and I want to get into these. And of course, she's the older sister, so I'm like, she's cool. And so I loved that series. Also, what's over here? This one, I don't know if very many people have read this book. I haven't really heard about it. Obviously, it's an older book because I read this in like 6th grade, I think, or something. But Scribbler of Dreams, I read this book when I was younger several times over. I love this book. It follows this girl who writes, and she journals and stuff. I don't know. I just love this book, and I would highly recommend for teenage age. Anyway, so that was definitely a favorite. What else did I have? I also did read the Twilight series, and I really enjoyed those. I remember going through a stage where I read a lot of Mary Higgins Clark books. I also went through a stage where I read a whole bunch of Nicholas Sparks books. So those books definitely stand out to me as some of the ones that got me started into reading. What questions would you ask your favorite booktubers? Okay, so I would definitely ask like any of my favorite booktubers how they felt, I guess, in my position. What were they thinking compared to how they feel now about things? What would they tell themselves back when they first were starting their channel? And then specifically for Kayla with Books and Lala, I've watched so many of her videos. She like comes up with the most creative ideas, and I just want to know where those come from. I don't know if maybe I will eventually come up with all these fun creative ideas, but I literally just want to steal all of her ideas all the time. Or Chandler Ainsley. She has some really creative ideas too. Like the video where you're like clicking and going to different videos depending on which one you were clicking. I don't know. I don't know if you guys have seen that, but I'll try and find it and link it below because that one was cool too. So yeah, just the imagination behind those. Where are they coming up with these ideas? Because that's just very fascinating to me. I imagine it takes a lot of work to think all those things up and then figuring out how you're going to do it and planning it out. And I haven't fully figured that out yet, but we're going to get there. Okay, so next question is, what is the hardest challenge that I feel like I'm going to have to overcome? I definitely think this is just the fear, I don't want to say of embarrassment. I don't think that's quite the right word, but like I'm still just a little nervous to even be telling my friends and family about it for some reason that I'm doing this. And there's really no reason. Like I know they're my friends and family and they're going to love me anyways. So why am I feeling so awkward about it? I don't know. But I think that's going to be my hurdle, is just telling people and letting them know I'm doing it and being comfortable with it and not being worried about what they're thinking or anything like that. I'm definitely a people pleaser and I like people to be happy, and I don't know why this would make them unhappy, but you know. Anyways, rant done. That's what I'm thinking right now. Okay, so question number 8 is, when did you start reading? I would say probably maybe like 4th, 5th grade. I remember reading, like I said, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, and I'm sure there was some other books series that I enjoyed then. 6th, 7th, 8th grade, I moved and went to a new school, and I was living in a totally new town that was like an hour away from my old school, and I remember reading quite a bit when I went there. We had to read a lot of books for school, and I don't know if it's just my memories, that's when I started remembering things, but I do remember like avidly reading quite a bit at that point. And I've definitely had chunks in my life where I just didn't for a long time and I got away from it, and then I would come back and I'd be like, yeah, I'm into reading again. So there's definitely not like a continuous flow of reading since then, but I've always enjoyed reading since then. Number 9, where do I read at? So if you guys watched my reading vlog that I just posted with spinning silver, then you guys would know this because I talked about it in there. I will maybe put it up in the cards for you guys. But I like to read in my room, in my bed. That is probably, well, I don't want to say my favorite place, because my favorite place to read is probably outside. But that's probably where I read the most, because reading outside is a little bit more weather permitting. And then my second area that I read the most is outside. If it's sunny out, I love to lay out and read, or sit under our like umbrella at our little table and read, or whatever. I enjoy being outside to read if it's not too cold, and you know, I can put a sweater on or something, but I also don't do well with cold, so that could be an issue for me. And those are, yeah, my 2 places I mainly read. Occasionally I read on the couch, but a lot of times it's hard for me. I get distracted by the kids and everybody moving around, and I'm a distracted reader. If there's a lot going on, I'm trying to pay attention to everything because I'm nosy and I want to know what's going on. So that's just the way it is. Okay, I think this is the last question. Number 10, what kind of books do you like to read? I like a lot of different things to read. I love like romance, contemporary kind of stories because they are lighter and they can also pack a punch, but they're easy to just read and consume and enjoy. But then sometimes I want something that's a little bit more than that, and so then I'll go to more of a fantasy read, and I really enjoy something like that, or like a dystopian. I also really like a mystery thriller kind of book. I mean, I told you guys I used to really enjoy like Mary Higgins Clark, so I do enjoy that kind of a story arc as well. I also really enjoy, I guess that's most of it. I want to get a little bit more into horror, but I don't have a lot of reading experience in that area, but I definitely am interested in getting a little more into that. And I would say nonfiction is definitely an area I don't really read a lot. Historical fiction, not really. I don't really read a lot of graphic novel stuff, but there are things that I would like to try out more because maybe I like them and I just don't know it. So I think that's something that this channel is going to bring me, is I'm going to be able to read more things outside my comfort zone that I usually wouldn't gravitate towards. And so I'm excited to see how that kind of goes. But that is what I've got for you guys. That was the BookTube newbie tag, and that was kind of fun. It was good to just sit and chat and tell you guys a little bit about me and my background with reading and where I'm at with my BookTube channel, and I hope you guys really enjoyed that insight into me and my channel, and I hope you guys stick around and we can chit chat in the comments, and I will talk to you guys soon. Have a really good day.